Fighting breaks out between two rival gangs in a secluded area of a school playground. In a quiet classroom, a meeting takes place that could lead to lives being saved. These contrasting activities are both being staged in the name of social enterprise at the City Academy in Bristol.
Right, you lot, I said, come in.
From September, schools will need to provide 5 hours of enterprise learning over 2 years.
Right, go back.
An extra £60 million is being distributed to cover the cost. A national charity, Changemakers, is urging schools to use at least some of their share on social enterprise. It wants pupils to learn that being enterprising isn't just about making money. It can also mean taking initiatives that benefit the local community.
Cut it! Cut!
22 schools have been involved in pilot schemes to test models of social enterprise learning. Some organised a wide range of small projects. At Bristol City Academy, they concentrated on just 2 large-scale ventures. One is a potentially life-saving scheme that enables paramedics to get hold of essential medical information when they're called to the homes of elderly people.
Stand by.
And the other is an ambitious project to make a film explaining antisocial behaviour orders, or ASBOs. We asked Adam Nichols, the chief executive of Changemakers, to take a look at the Bristol approach.
It's the principle that's important, and it's about a generic approach, putting the young person at the centre and giving them the freedom to actually explore things for themselves.
Of course, not everybody's going to be entrepreneurial and start their own business up. Lots of people are going to work in the public sector and work for others. And we felt that we needed to introduce a social dimension to what we were doing, so that everybody across the school could take part at least once or twice in their school career.
Social enterprise means teachers must learn how to become facilitators, allowing the initiative to be taken by pupils while working in partnership with other professionals. Here, Head of Drama Becky Thunhurst is joined in her studio with ASBO officer Kathryn Perks and producer-director Dave Williams, as pupils decide what scenes to include in the film. They're mostly from Year 10, but also include enthusiastic volunteers from other years.
What particular scenes could we put in?
Stealing a car.
Yeah.
What's that called?
Do you think we could stage that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Try. Yeah.
I think it's obviously good for the kids because they're then involved in, citizenship skills and social skills and life skills and having ownership of the project. I think gave them a real sense of responsibility, and they felt that they'd really planned the project and everything else.
Any other ideas? We got 2 good scenes now. Anybody else?
How about hanging around the streets? Is that a problem to people?
Yeah. You could have people drinking outside and making loads of noise and fighting and stuff. Yeah.
The City Academy School had been approached by Dave Williams' company already, so they were enthusiastic about working with Media 4. And we've got a police schools liaison officer who's based within the City Academy, and it was raised with him. This is in an area where we do have particular problems with antisocial behaviour, and the young people in the school will be aware of that within their areas where they live. And it just seemed like the most relevant place. Now we can use this film that's been produced here across the whole of the city as well.
The project is being mostly funded through the police schools budget. The next stage involves pupils improvising some of the scenes while getting used to the camera. This is what's called the hanging around scene, which highlights how easily boredom can lead to confrontation.
Okay, that's great. So, try introducing the scene as a reporter, okay? See how it goes.
The rehearsals continue on location at the back of the school, where director Danielle discovers that people don't always do what they're told.
Billy, don't stand too far in front, okay? And don't put your backs to the camera! You see directors on telly and stuff shouting at them and stuff, and you don't really think they need to shout that loud, but if you don't shout, they don't listen, so you have to shout. Yeah. Yeah.
It was a bit weird because, she's my friend, kind of.
Is she good?
Yeah, she was a good director, yeah.
Teacher Becky Hughes is starring in the film as an outraged mum.
Really angry.
Okay, I'll try my best. Okay.
You'll be fine, miss.
Can you do angry?
Not usually. I'm usually quite timid. I'll try.
Action! Well done, everyone.
don't want to be actually operating the camera. We don't want to be directing, because these are the skills that we want the young people to develop themselves.
Was there any tension or disagreement between you and the pupils? Pupils wanting to do it one way and you as a filmmaker saying, no.
Yeah, there were a couple of occasions where they said they wanted to do certain things, like particularly in the joyriding scene. One of the pupils wanted to hop in the car and drive off, and we said, well, you really do need a licence for that. So, we had to sort of stage that one, and there was a bit of disappointment.
It's been really weird because we're used to our drama teachers just telling us what to do, but when they come in with cameras and stuff, it's really different and it's been good. Yeah.
It's been really good because with teachers you're really used to them, so it's like a whole new experience working with people you don't even know.
In which way?
Basically what they've got to say to you in the ways they tell you to do things is really different to what you're used to.
It's been fantastic because I've become a media teacher this year and I've had the opportunity to work with media for schools, use the equipment, so I've been trained as I've been training, if you like. I learned how to use the equipment basically because it's all high tech and being introduced to all this new stuff which is constantly being updated, so I had free training basically and into using the production equipment and got to work with the drama department as well, so that's intercurricular links, and it's been great. It's been really good fun.
The film will be presented as a television news programme, which gives Kerry the chance to be a studio interviewer.
And I'm here to get some details on ASBOs. Hello, Kathryn.
Hi.
Now, can you tell us exactly what an ASBO is?
An ASBO is an antisocial behaviour order. They can be made for a minimum of 2 years and last for up to a lifetime. And they can be put
It's a rare chance for Kerry to take a starring role.
I've not had very many leading roles, so I was pretty chuffed when they asked me.
You mean you're usually in the background?
Yeah, I'm just a character that's not got very many lines to say or anything like that. Not minor, not like a small little insignificant part, but not as important as a main person. So it was nice to have a change.
And feel important?
Yes, yeah. It was very nice. I really enjoyed it.
Pupils involved in the film may have learned little about running a business, money-making or risk-taking, but it's still classed as social enterprise and attracts the praise of changemakers.
I think the young people have got an enormous sense of ownership of the work that they're doing. That's the first thing. And I think the other major thing from the school's perspective is the extent to which you've got teachers from a whole range of different subjects involved in working towards something that's really underpinning the whole curriculum.
Is there anything lacking, do you think?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a very, very comprehensive approach that the school's taken. And I think, you can see from the response of the young people that they're getting a massive amount out of it.
The Academy's other social enterprise project has run into trouble, which the Year 12 pupils involved are now trying to resolve at a crisis meeting. The project's called Cold Comfort because it involves storing medical information in the fridge. When paramedics are called to the homes of elderly people, they can waste vital time trying to discover basic information about medication and medical history. With this kit, the medics can find what they need to know without any fuss. The idea was explained to Angela, a school learning mentor.
It's been created for the elderly and the vulnerable.
The whole purpose of this project is to make an awareness for the emergency services to actually get to the
So
fridge.
they would know that all the information was in my fridge?
Yeah. This is the actual form that goes into this container.
So it doesn't actually have my medication in there, does it?
No, it's just this, and this is the
just
most
the
important thing.
information.
It's just the information
Yeah, okay.
that the paramedics will need. And this sticker will go onto the fridge.
Right.
To show that it's actually in.
And if you want to put it in here, where's the best place for me to have it so that they'll really, really see it?
Most medications are kept in the side.
Okay.
So it would be better to be put right at the side of the fridge.
Oh, that's great. That's a good
Yeah.
idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my neighbour. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
The pupils have nearly completed the project, which has been sponsored by British Telecom. A day's been set to launch the product, but the wrong date has been printed on the invitations.
Big problem because we sent out the wrong date on the letters, so we had to reprint them with the changes and send an apology letter as well. So I've redrafted it and given it to Dave, and he said he'll do it as soon as possible, so I'm still waiting for his response.
Is anyone to blame?
Well, at the moment it's not too sure on what happened, so we still have to discuss that further.
Breakdown of communications?
Yeah, something like that.
Like the filmmaking, outside professionals are involved in the project. The design work has been overseen by Media for Schools, and the facilitator works for a youth organisation. What are the advantages of you coming in as a youth worker rather than using a teacher?
Well, I think there's a different approach in how you work, certainly in the way that you're trained to work with young people. For teachers that have already been at this school, that already have relationships with these young people, that there may be a temptation to kind of to always depend on that teacher to always come back, and also that I think it just creates a different atmosphere with a teacher that kind of controls the classroom. And here there's quite a mix of informal and trying to kind of encourage them professional habits.
It's more laid back, definitely. We have like a proper informal sort of atmosphere, and everything's quite, it's not as stressful. You do sort of tend to communicate better with a youth worker than a teacher.
What have you got out of this project?
I feel that I'm more confident now. I've learned how to sort of adapt well within a group and communicate as well.
Cold comfort kits will be distributed in the local neighbourhood by health visitors. Eventually, the Academy wants to develop the project across the whole city.
I never felt really that students got as much as they should have got out of small-scale projects or things which were basically driven from manuals or textbooks that you could buy as a teacher. I've always felt that where you can engage the community with real projects that the community wants, that the students take ownership of them, and you end up with a better student, a better experience, and it leads to other projects following on from it. So we've always looked to engage organisations and individuals and companies in what we're trying to do here, and the students respond much better to that.
The ASBO film is ready for its premiere, and the great and the good are gathering at the Academy.
We've got to have the confidence to say to our young people that we do believe sufficiently in you, that we can give you the opportunities to make that difference, to take initiative, and we know that things will come out really well.
Oh my gosh, someone's coming. I think it might be a neighbour. I wonder what they want.
Right, if you don't just leave me now, I'm going to go and call the police. My children are trying to sleep and it's really upsetting them. If you don't stop now, I'm going to phone the police.
The Cold Comfort project will be next to get an official launch at the Academy, with everyone coming on the same day, of course. Both projects demonstrate the breadth of social enterprise. One is a medical scheme to give extra peace of mind to local pensioners. The other, a joint police initiative to make a film about ASBOs. But they both fill the brief of social enterprise. From business to show business. That's enterprise learning. Other models of social enterprise can be found on the website www.teachers.tv.